Hey everyone, Ivy Gaming here, and today we're playing Eternal Evolution. For today's video, we're going to check in regarding, well, the sort of, not really, kind of a patch notes, sort of. The update that's live today, which is really just a banner change and an event change. Nothing fancy, but we're going to talk about Bailey Hudson. Is he still viable? I'll give a quick update, and there's a promo code that I haven't used yet that I missed it from a day or two ago. I want to make sure you guys didn't miss it as well. Alright, so first off, there was a promo code for May Day. This was on the 1st. You guys probably already know about it, but just in case you missed it, personally, I was on a little bit of a mini vacation. So I barely did anything. I barely did my dailies for all the games I was playing. Tried to push a little Honkai Star Rail in between, but we have a May Day code. So there you go, guys. Some stamina and some coin. So happy May Day. Make sure you use that if you haven't already. This was, let's see, it says it's going to expire on May 5th. And I think the time, let's see, what's that? I think for UK it's 5 p.m. tomorrow, May 5th. So 7 p.m. my time or 12 p.m. for EST in the United States. So happy May Day does expire 12 p.m. EST for the United States. So if you haven't used that, grab it now. After the promo code here, we have events to take a look at. So when it comes to the Elite chapter, guys, make sure you're going in and grabbing your tickets daily. You can let them stock up. Easy peasy. You don't have to do them every day. You just have to let them stock up, and you have to do them all at once at the very least, or break them up into whatever you have time to do each day. Personally, I haven't even done it yet. I just been letting them all stock up, but as long as I do them, they're not going to go to waste. So if you're very busy and you don't have time to do Elite chapter, just go in, grab them so they start collecting at the very least. That's one little tip here. We also have the Quantum Mimic Machine going, starting today and going live starting today. I would say it's a good idea to buy this special resource for $5 if you are a low spender and you do happen to get the Horn of Healing. It's really hard to get duplicates of Mythic Divine prototypes. It is okay, just I think if you're willing to low spend to do so, or if you still haven't got Mazrani in this case yet, this is a chance to get an easy copy of Mazrani for only $5 if you get lucky enough to summon him. Now, personally, I pretty much never, I think at one time ever, I got like the Divine prototype here, and then I did spend the $5 and get the dupe. But we also have the resource now where we can farm to be able to use the crystals to have duplicates. So I think the value of this has actually gone down. So I don't know if it's a must purchase anymore. But if you're willing to spend $5 for an easy dupe, I think it's a good spend. It's only $5 and you're supporting the game that you're playing and enjoying. And getting multiple copies of these is very valuable. And then you can save those duplicate resources that we now get from the EX stages. You could save those for other prototypes. All right, we have a Hero Rally event going on. Always a good idea to double dip. If you are ever going to summon more than just the basic like 60 to grab a copy of someone, which I don't recommend, honestly. I think it's kind of silly just to grab a copy of someone and never max them out. If I'm going to grab someone, I'm going to grab them because I'm maxing them out, personally. At least once you get later in, you know, maybe your first few heroes you're grabbing early on, your first month or two of playing, this different story. But once you get later in, don't grab just random people one copy. Only grab them if you have genes or if you know you're going to be getting duplicates. So personally, I like to summon when I'm going to have 200-300 limiteds plus a whole bunch of advanced to go all in and get my 900 to get a gene and a copy of Bailey and a choice card as well. Like, you want to make it worth it. You want to double dip, and oh yeah, these don't hurt either. Really, really smart to always try to save all your advanced. You should never pull advanced if you're not doing a Hero Rally event. Absolutely never. Well, okay, except for the like Galactic Treasure or whatever event it is, where they ask you to do a was it 10 pull of advanced or 3 advanced summons? Okay, whatever. But that's about it, right? That's about it. So we have to talk about Bailey Hudson here. There is a special Giant Tower event. Is Bailey Hudson still worth summoning for? I say depends on your account, right? That's almost always the answer for everything. But if you haven't pulled yet because you weren't sure what was going to happen for this week and you knew that there was a Hero Rally event coming, well, you actually were very smart. So not only is there a Hero Rally event, but there's a Return to Giant Tower event where you can get copies of Bailey Hudson. But you don't have to only pull on the Bailey banner to take advantage of that. So you can pull 80 summons for Dominic here. Or let's say you want to hit your pity on both of them. So maybe you pull 60 here and you pull 60 here. All of them give you the resource for the Return to Giant Tower. So you could pull just 80 for Dominic and then you'll get 1 copy of Bailey along the way. So that's another way to kind of take advantage and get 2 heroes for the price of 1 plus a Gene Hybrid from the shop with the pulling 80 tickets. So that's a way to double dip here. But if you haven't maxed out a Bailey yet, and you do use Rickert, and like the whole Assassin Cabal team, Bailey Hudson absolutely should be in that team. If you're using Randall and Rakana and Rickert, and you don't have Bailey and or Dominic, well, let's just say you're going to have a massive boost of damage and speeding up your runs or success in things like Guild Hunt if you get a Bailey Hudson instead of Randall. So yes, I would absolutely say still summoning for Bailey is totally worth it. But again, only if you are able to be pushing that kind of Assassin Cabal team with Rickert. I would say I would pick Rickert over Bailey these days. He's very good. You can build him with lower crit rate, although you have to he does rely with that on having many other assassins in the same team to do the best damage possible. And hopefully Bailey can be one of them. But if you don't have a Bailey, it's fine. You could get by. But yeah, I still think overall, if you're pushing toward later game content, if you're trying to improve in things like Guild Hunt, you really want Bailey Hudson to be in your team with Cabal and Rickert. And if you got Dominic, yes, all 3 of them, absolutely. So still a top tier champion in that regard for PvE when it comes to making an assassin comp, right? But when it comes to arena these days, guys, honestly, Bailey Hudson's just not... he's okay, right? All right. But I think he's so easy to counteract. He's gonna jump to the back and try to kill my people, but no, he's not, because we're gonna stun him. Leo can crowd control with the sake of the whole Vanguard bond if you have him in. If you have a summoners in, we've got all the stuns and crowd control with Anpu, Daniel. So Bailey just doesn't have the power in arena that he used to. Honestly, I think assassin teams seem to be... maybe Dominic will help with assassin teams in arena now, but overall I still think assassin teams are one of the weakest, unfortunately, because there's so many ways to counteract them now in arena that it's just not the top tier choice, where it used to be the thing. It used to be, if you don't have Bailey in arena, you can't even try to compete with anyone that does. And then Leo came out and it became the same thing. And then summoners came out and yada yada yada. The power creep is getting weird in this game, not gonna lie. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But no, I know how I feel about it. It's weird. Every time a new character comes out doesn't mean they have to shift the meta 100%. That's weird. They need to stop doing that. I don't know why they keep doing it, but they keep doing it. But I think if you're considering Bailey for the sake of arena, I don't know that it's really worth it. Maybe for the sake of offense, sure. If you know your assassin team with Bailey and Dominic, Cabal team, the commander is going to be successful against a certain lineup on offense, sure, it's going to be great for maybe regular arena, maybe even offensive stuff in Galactic or in Summit Arena. Guild Wars, whatever. But when it comes to defense, it's just such an easy counter that you really it almost feels like it's not worth it even having an assassin team on your defense anymore. It just doesn't cut it anymore. The Vanguards counter them, the Summoners counter them, and even the tank bonds I've had win just fine against tank bond with the new commander. I've had them win against Bailey teams too, so meh, unfortunately, for the sake of PvP. Which is so weird to say. When I first started playing, Bailey was all about PvP. No one talked about Bailey for PvE. Oop, I just moved my whole screen. No one talked about Bailey for PvE, but now there's so many other things where we can use interesting comps like Guild Hunt, with Twilight, right? So it comes in handy in some unexpected scenarios. So, all right, I guess we really don't have much else to talk about regarding the new update, because I feel like this is like the first week since I've played where we don't actually have a real update. Like, I don't want to say a real update, but kind of. I mean, we're in the middle of Rise of Heroes. I guess it was good timing on their part. They had a vacation, I think, a holiday, and this is in the middle of an event. This is in the middle of the event, so they didn't really need to put out another event. If they did, it would have been maybe too much. So I guess in the end, it's a good thing that we didn't have like Twilight pops again early, or throwing in something too complicated. It was just a super simple base event recycling back in, and a new banner coming in, and the new banner happens to be Bailey Hudson. So easy week, nothing crazy, just chilling and cruise. Kind of a cruise control week, right, guys? Which is good. Honestly, I feel like sometimes you kind of need those weeks in games where there's not much to do, you just work on your account. Like, when I have too much to do, I never catch up, right? Like, oh, I was wondering why was it yelling at me? Oh, this is why we're yelling. Ready, boom. Okay. I am overflowing again. Are you guys too? Let me know in the comments below. I'm already overflowing with my gear in my bag again. So I need to do a proper gear cleanse, but I don't want to waste resources the way that they have it now, where you can just like crunch it all or whatever, disassemble. I don't want to do that with my mythics. I still want to smelt because you get more bang for your buck, right? Like, why would I waste potentially smelting a perfect piece just because I want to be quick and lazy and just crunch all my gear? It's like, no, we have to take the time and actually make it worth it. So you just kind of have to go through and decide what things you're going to need for your account and crunch away, lock the things that are good. I need to take the time to do this, but you know, I feel like it's one of those things that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. And then tomorrow never comes. Ooh, 5. Hey. I had a weird comment on a video about someone saying it's like they've never had more than 60 limited tickets, like ever. Bruh, you get 60 every single week if you play. Discounting any content creator perks, discounting spending. You get so many resources every freaking week that the game is just throwing shit at you, right? I mean, the raffle shop here, you'll get to the point where, let's see, prize pool. Once you get to, I did the first round. Rounds 1 through 5, you get 5 of these every single round. 5 times 5 is 25. You get 25 of these just from the Rise of Heroes event alone, which you do this in the first week of it. Oh yeah, plus the event missions, all the achievement, there's 3 there, 3 there, 3 there, 3 there, 3 there, 3 there, 3. Like, it's so easy to get tickets in this game. So I still have to say that even though I feel like my interest is slipping a little on this game, honestly, it just is. It's logical, right? You play something for a while, it gets boring eventually. I still think this game is probably the best idle gacha I've played. It's still the best. It's still extremely generous, and they do a really good job. See, again, another free limited ticket. Like, they just throw stuff at us in a great way that feels very generous. It feels fun. It makes you feel excited playing. Yeah, personally, guys, I just got back from the UK, so I was really stressed with making sure I had the videos to post for Honkai Star Rail with the global launch. I wanted to consistently post. And well, let's just say the algorithm completely hid me. I got nothing. That was interesting to see, but things are peaking. I'm working on stuff. I'm working on my search engine optimization stuff. And I think we're doing a little bit better for the Honkai. And I love the game. It's so much fun. So that's kind of like, this is how I always saw Eternal Evolution. Like, I have another game that's the main game that I play that's on my screen way more often. And then Eternal Evolution has always kind of been my side game. It's the game that I really enjoy, that's got beautiful graphics and it's fun, but I've never seen this as like if I only could pick one game to play, I wouldn't want Eternal Evolution to be only that. I feel like this is like a good side game as an idle RPG, and I still think it's probably the best idle RPG, right guys? I don't know, I think they're still doing good. There's some weird choices made, and the power creep stuff is getting ridiculous, and some of the updates are strange, and they're not thinking about some of these things when they update. Like the Heroes Rally literally has no logic behind putting out the event the second week of a new character, but I don't know. That's a whole other thing. I know that some people seem to be losing interest as well, but I think that's just logical, right? Like, it's not that Eternal Evolution is bad or going downhill. It's not. They're doing very good job of always putting out new content, like, consistently, to keep people interested and engaged, to keep endgame people going. They're always doing quality of life improvements, like letting us instantly sweep Wasteland, or adding all these new sort features for our gear, or new resources for dealing with all of our duplicates of stuff to give us improvements for our commanders, for our prototypes. Also, they're doing so many things that are great. I think the reality is the community's just getting old. Like, the first 3 months of a game coming out, you're going to see a big drop off. I'd say about 6 months later is a real true test. Like, are people still hanging in there? And once you start approaching like a year of a game, which this game's been out for like a year now, guys. Not for everyone that played with the global launch, but this game's been out for almost a year now. I think it was May or June that it was released, at least in some countries like Europe, around Europe. But it's only logical that people kind of, even if a game's still putting out updates, you get bored of the same routine, and you find other new and shiny stuff that's just more fun. Starting a new account is exciting, whether it be on the same game you're playing or an old game. I mean, a free-to-play series, starting new is super fun. Grinding it out, seeing the big improvements, doing your first summons, that's fun to do, but I can't do that every month or something. That would get boring. So, but I am still playing with this on the side, and I'm still trucking. I'm still working on my account just a little bit slower than I used to. So I'm still here, guys. I'm still hanging out. Hope you are too. But if anyone is newer playing this game and watching this video right now, don't let anything I said discourage you. This is a really great game, and I highly still suggest that everyone should give it a try if this is a genre you enjoy. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for chilling with me and having a chat. Go get those Bailey Hudsons and make your Assassin Cabal teams even better, and have some fun, and I'll see you in the next video.